Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Get softer, smoother, and more even-toned skin after just one use with the new Gentle Exfoliating line from Cetaphil. Formulated with a unique triple acid blend that promotes surface skin cell renewal, these gentle chemical exfoliators remove dead skin cells and refine skin's texture while hydrating, resulting in softer, smoother, more even-looking skin. Shop the new Cetaphil Gentle Exfoliating line in the face and body aisles at your local Target store or online at Cetaphil.com.
Max Bankman, I'm the new doctor.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
ABC Thursdays.
This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams. I'm in.
From 911 executive producer Ryan Murphy comes a splashy new drama on a luxury cruise ship with Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson.
It's your job to keep everyone alive.
She's in VFib. 1, 2, 3. Clear.
I have a pulse.
You're going to be okay.
Dr. Odyssey. Thursdays, 9/8 Central on ABC. And stream on Hulu.
Happy Tuesday. Happy to see you on this Tuesday.
So excited. So thrilled.
Well, I've been on the edge of my seat since you texted me right before we started recording saying, I've got this shit. I'm dealing with my computer. I'm just going to get into it on See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I need to know what's going on because our lives are parallel, but our computers are also parallel. So if yours is dying, mine's going to die too.
It's not that it's dying. Like I said, on Fisting Friday, it's the stupidest reason ever.
Okay.
So my space bar was sticking. And so I took it and I was like, hey, can y'all, like, I don't know what you need to do, clean under it, whatever. And they were like, yeah, okay. Then I get a message this morning saying, because I had to leave it there yesterday. I get a message this morning saying, hello, Melisa. I have finished the diagnosis on your device. It looks like you need a new top case, which includes a new keyboard and battery. Because this is an out of warranty device I've had since 2019, the cost for this repair would be $687.86 after tax. If you would like to go forward with this repair, I will send you a payment request via email, text. And then he went on. Keep in mind, last year, in June, so it hasn't even been a full year yet, my space bar popped off and I took it to this place and they replaced all of that they just said because it was it was a what's it called when the company messes up? Recall. There was a recall on that keyboard. And so like they replaced all that for free because it was part of the recall. It hasn't been a full year later, and you're saying that I'm having the exact same problem with the battery you replaced last year, and like this is an issue. And so I said all that, and then he said, so the top case is 3 parts in one. The top case includes the battery, keyboard, and tracking pad. Sadly, you only need the keyboard, but there is no way to order just the keyboard since that comes part of the battery. I said, no, thank you. That makes no sense.
No, it makes no sense. Can you take it to Melrose Mac and pop a new spacebar on?
That's what I'm going to go, because unfortunately, Melrose Max isn't everywhere anymore. That's what I used to like, but like half the stores shut down.
Yeah.
And so the closest one isn't that close to me. So I'm gonna actually call them and just ask them, can they do that? If they can't do it, either way, I'm gonna $600, basically $700 for a 2019 computer when I just need a fucking space bar, when I can just use an external keyboard.
Yeah, that's
as it is.
Crazy.
That makes no fucking sense.
No, also because like as somebody who has a really bad habit of eating almond butter while on my computer, the amount of times I have gotten food stuck under one of the keys and I've just taken like a little pointy thing and gotten it out. And then they're like, it's a jar or a skew. And I go, uh-oh. And then I finagle it and I snap it back on myself. Like, you can't tell me that that's attached to the fucking battery and therefore those things cannot be done separate.
Yes. And so that's what I initially tried to do, was trying to snap it back on, but apparently there's something broken that's
the space bar is harder than any of the other ones.
So I also saw that you can buy them on Amazon for like $20. But so I'm gonna do that, but I'm also just like, I need a new computer anyway. So I was just pissed this morning because I was like, that makes no sense. Especially when it was something that they fixed last year and it hasn't been a full year. So it feels like it's a them problem.
Well, then it should be within that warranty.
There wasn't anything under the thing. So it wasn't even that.
Yeah. No, you're not like me. Every time I bring my computer, my phone in, they're like, so we found something in it. And I go, really? What was it? And they're like a full bottle of Diet Coke. And I was like, that's so crazy. Did I leave my phone in my bag and then my soda exploded? Yes. Like, I had no idea. Or like, my phone's not working. They're like, oh, do you have any water damage? Because we did find bubbles in it. And I'm like, oh, so weird. You're not like that. So if they fucked it up, it's like, cool. So you actually repaired this within your recall, like a year ago?
Less than a year ago, yeah.
What's the warranty on that?
They don't have one. It had to be within 90 days.
That's insane.
That is insane. And this is like a Mac authorized place. It's not like I just went to some rinky-dink place. But honestly, if I probably went to a rinky-dink place, they probably would just pop a thing on there.
That's where I always go to.
So, yeah, I'm mad.
I'd be mad too.
It's so stupid.
It's stupid. It's really stupid. And I don't believe them.
I don't either.
Like, it's stupid and it's a bad lie.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, we have your computer, so you actually can't Google to find out that this was a lie.
Baby, I have a phone.
Bitch, I got your
iPad,
phone too.
A desktop.
Yeah. Liars. That's really frustrating.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
That's what I am dealing with.
Are you picking it up today?
Yeah. I finally got my first writing assignment for the thing. I won't give details yet for the people, but you'll see something eventually.
The thing that's the thing. The thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Me too.
I want to let the record state I have given up on Lord of the Rings.
Great.
So we watched the second one. The second one wasn't, it was fine. There's still like next to no Legolas in it. So again, I'm asking everybody everywhere, where did Orlando Bloom, the sex symbol, come from these movies? Because it makes no fucking sense to me, because this man doesn't speak. He just prances around with his fucking like 30-inch, 40-inch wig.
After we had this discussion, I Googled him. I Googled this character and I was like, does look kind of hot to me.
No. Well,
Yes,
you have to watch a video of him walking, because the way he just bounces and like doesn't speak, and I'm like, so you're beautiful, but like I don't want to fuck you. And like, so what was this whole like, are you gonna be I forget, Viggo Morgan, I can't say it because I always want to say the other name. It's like, which one are you? I go, well, one of these is a rugged man that's going to take me in the back of a barn sexually, and the other one is just going to do a little jaunty dance with me in a circle. I'm like, what do you mean you're which kind of girly are you? And I'm like, well, I'd like the sex one. So but yeah, I gave up because I asked Mott's, I was like, so is the third one like, do we have like, is it happy? And he was like, no. And I was like, is there like any point where like things work out well, or is it just like this fire and brimstone just like devastating? Because then we like got Gollum's backstory, and I was like, this is all so fucking sad. So I'm out, and my thought process is like, I will hop back in when you give me like a cottagecore cute little day at the Shire. And it just really pissed me off because they're like so clearly in love and we're not doing anything about it. And we know how I feel about Captain Marvel, and when you tease a great love story in front of us and then you don't give it to us, I think it's really fucked up. So I'm out on that. But Jenny, who I think I had mentioned in the episode, being like, Jenny, I feel like you saw this, and said, I'm not mad at your takes. Honestly, books are great, but you definitely don't have the attention span to read them. I barely got through them. Your takes are more entertaining than the movies, which are mid at best. Which I agree with. And Mott said the same thing. He was like, I think the books would be great, but like, you know, it might take a while to kind of get through them. So I then started watching Bridgerton because Nicole Coughlan, like I love that fucking girl. And so I was like, I have to watch season 3. And so by the instructions of you and everyone on our Patreon, I have to start from the beginning. So I started from the beginning. And the first thing I wrote down was, there are far too many siblings for them to all be straight. Where is the gay? And then the first time we got a close up of that brother, I went, there he is. And Melissa went, I mean, not Melissa. Mods was like, what? I go, he's going to be gay. And he was like, what? And then he like knocks on the door and I go, man's going to answer. Man answers. And I was like, I am owning this. Like, I knew it. And I was so happy because I was like, are we just supposed like to just, no one's going to be gay? Because also Eloise is giving very much Joe like Little Women.
There we go. I'm like, I was going to say there might be 2, not just 1.
Oh, yeah. But I was like, she's very much giving like, don't come near me, any sort of sexual, I don't want anyone interested in me. And I was like, well, she's giving Joe from Little Women and we know what that means. And I was just like, what the fuck? So I also have to say that Lady Whistledown, is that, no. Which is the one who's his aunt or his like auntie who's he's staying with?
Oh, Lady Danbury.
Lady Danbury. She's my favorite character. And so like everyone just being like, oh, Lady Danbury's coming. I go, first of all, she's the only thing keeping this interesting. Like, stop being so upset about her. You know who I think also would have played a very good her is Eartha Kitt.
Yes.
I was like, and Mom was like, who's that? And I was like, what are you talking? And I showed the picture and he was like, oh, I know who that is. And I was like, there you go. But like, so like just kooky, little chaotic, campy, but like, I want to be like you.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. Look for The Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
I know that I hated mutton chops, but my God, I've never hated mutton chops so much in my life.
Yes.
Like, and
I will say, not spoiler, but I mean, it's not, but they all get before, because it takes.
No, she shaves them before every time you have your hero season. She goes,
there we go.
Shave the face.
They're all gone now. I will say,
even, thank God.
Yeah, they're all gone now.
Because
I was like, when I was watching the first few episodes, I was like, I do not want to see any of these dudes fuck, except for Benedict, the bisexual. And I was like, he doesn't really need a glow up, but these other dudes do. They get gone. They're all gone now.
I was like, this is the equivalent of like the Justin Bieber haircut on boys who do not have the Justin Bieber either hairline or hair tie. I was just like, it is giving like, it was tragic to the point where I was like, I have to save you. Like this is so painful to watch. So I was like, could not fucking stand that. But then I looked up the guy like once the following seasons and I was like, oh, everybody's getting shaved before. They're shaving you, smacking you on the bum, being like, welcome to the world. You're going to be hot now. So I also just like, hate Simon. Like I hate Simon so fucking much. This man is so annoying. And I was like Googling because I was like the way I was reacting to their sex scene, I was just going, like so uncomfortable. And I Googled, why do sex scenes make me so uncomfortable? Because like not like a sexually repressed person or whatever. And I like looked it up. And it's a division of like between what relationships were modeled to you when you were like a kid, like of affection or whatever, PDA, all of those things. If those were like modeled in front of you as like good, healthy things. And then like how sex was like talked about it in front of you or whatever. And I don't have like religious trauma. I kind of have the opposite of people who are like far too open when I was way too young. And then it made me like super sicked out. So I still kind of have that like kid reaction in TV shows, like not with like my friends or like people I know or like seeing people like hold hands or like hug in person or whatever. And then the other thing is like when it's not earned in TV, we've talked about that before. So like there are things like Nick and Jess from New Girl. I'm like, oh my God, kiss, kiss, kiss. Oh my God, if we got a sex scene from that, I go, yes, finally. But for this, he pissed me off so much that I was like, I want her to get railed. Also, she knows nothing about sex to the point where I go, this is actually so fucking irresponsible. Like, what does she think? How does she? This is a seemingly 17, 18-year-old girl who doesn't even, she thinks a stork like drops a baby off. No, I can't, Melissa. I actually can't process that. Does she think a stork drops a baby off? Like, she has no idea.
Well, one, you got to think about the time. Like, they didn't have books.
But she's heard her mom give birth.
And so, two, I'm glad that somebody else find Simon annoying because I felt like I was alone and I have been waiting for you to watch because I knew you would be on my same page. I find him so annoying, and also he looks just like my cousin, so I can't find him sexually attractive in any type of way because like no. And when like Bridgerton, because it came out during the pandemic, and so my cousin, when during the pandemic, he this is the one that lives in LA, so he would, when he was like go to the store like with his mask on and stuff, people legit thought he was him. So it was just like I can't get into this at all. But I of the sex stuff, those two are the only two that I'm just like, I don't want to see them have sex because she just seems so fragile and brittle, and I don't want to see that. And also I had a conversation with Melanie, my sister, about this was just like 2 days ago, about how it's so irresponsible for all these mothers not to be telling their children who are getting married about sex until after it's happened. You'll like season 3, we're fine. Season 2, season 3, I'm just like, it's not between Nicola and Colin. It's not Penelope and Colin. It's like her sisters that are in it. And I'm just like, this is so, it's fun. Like it's played for humor. Like it's funny, but I'm just like, why is no one telling these girls, they're women, what sex is? And then we also know that the men are going to the sex clubs and they're learning how to have sex. And like, why isn't the same information? Because women are so delicate at this time. I know it's in whatever time Regency. It is, but still, it should be a discussion that the mothers are having with their daughters.
Well, and like, if the mothers are going to
even their maids.
Yeah, someone needs to have a conversation and like, if friends. The men are having sex, then and they know that like the point that like Daphne doesn't even know what sex is. Like she doesn't fucking know when it's like, oh, you know, whatever. When he like strips down and she like looks excited, I go, she's not excited. She goes, what are you going to do with that thing? She like has no idea. And he's like, oh, this is going to be uncomfortable for a minute. How about we actually don't have sex on your wedding night then? And then be like, okay, so your mom failed you. The people in your life failed you. No one talked about this. So I'm actually going to teach you what sex is before I assume that you want to have sex. Like, this is, and then she's like enjoying herself and she's like has an and I'm like, okay, this is such a fucking lie. And like, the fact that she could be like chastised for like kissing somebody, like, but they're like, okay, so as long as you stayed pure, you haven't kissed anyone. Now you're about to get railed, and you're not even gonna know what's happening. Like, that's like, for me, if someone came up to me and I had no idea what sex was, and like their penis is just out, and they're like, I'm gonna stick this in the hole in your body, I would go, oh my God, without any what? Like, you have to mentally prepare me. And like the way that they speak, I would have failed in this shit so hard, because I'm like, I need people to be so goddamn fucking literal and like spell it out. And the way they're like dancing around the subject all the fucking time to be like demure and delicate, I'm like, you bitches are confused. You bitches are like perpetually fucking confused. So be straightforward. And I was really happy with the maids who are just like, nah, cut the shit. We're gonna, and like trying to get shit done. They're actually just being honest and straight up. Everyone else is like, well, maybe, oh, perchance. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And it just made me so mad. And like, I know we're supposed to think it's hot, but I genuinely do think it's irresponsible to have sex with somebody who doesn't know what sex is. Even if she wants you, she doesn't know what sex is.
Yep.
And then I was like, I can't tell him. I was like, I said to Mom, so Keith's actually gotten into it too. I was like, so if he can't have kids, and I was like, how do you know at that day and age that you're shooting blanks? Like, how would you know? I was like, was he castrated? Like, is that going to come out from this? I was like, but his dad has said that, like, you know, wants him to have like to sire an heir or whatever. And
how far are you?
They just had sex.
Okay. You'll get answers soon.
Yeah. And so then he like, and then I was like, what is going, and then he like strips naked, and she just like has his face on her. And I was like, so does he have a penis? Does he have balls? Like, she doesn't, like, I was like, I can't trust her facial reaction to like tell me what's going on. And then like Mats and I are watching, so he's watching so intently, he goes, oh, he pulled out. That's what he's doing. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, cause that was like what his idea was. So we've had a couple of wins where I said I knew that the one Bridgerton brother was gay. And then Mont said, I think the Featheringtons are broke. They can't pay the dowry. And I have to say, I don't know why that in this instance, I thought, and it's not like I thought that's what dowries meant in general, but I thought for some reason it was set up to be like the men were having to pay a dowry for the women. And I was like, oh no, it's the opposite. So like these girls don't get to learn about sex. They can't do anything. These men can go hook up with sex workers. They can go to sex parties. They can do whatever the fuck they want. These girls cannot even have a kiss or a handhold in the garden. They
can't be alone.
No, they can't be alone. They can't do anything. They can't know what sex is. And then they have to pay money. Like, you mean to tell me that the pregnant girl, it would have to pay money to be with that creepy old man who looks like he should be on Mount Rushmore or a dollar bill? She would have to pay money? She should be compensated for the time she spent talking to him, let alone if she had sex with him. And I literally, I said to him, I was like, oh my God, if she marries him, like, girl, just kill him. Just give him a little knock over. He won't make it. Like, he is old. So horrible. So gross. I love the queen.
Yeah.
And I think
she becomes such, because she wasn't, it was supposed to be a small part, but
she's a star.
She becomes very much more of the show. And then also
Queen Charlotte
gets her own show too.
And again, fantastic casting, because she has such a unique look to her. And the girl they cast to play young her, I was like, are you sure you're not fucking related?
The casting for younger, because Lady Danbury is also cast young. So you get both of them, and also Violet, the mom from Bridgerton. She's a little girl, but like, yeah, they're both in it. So you get young versions of them. It's very good.
I'm gonna watch it. It's just heavier, so I'm gonna wait.
It's not.
It's just that one fucking scene I saw that made me really sad.
The thing is there's one theme that's a little heavier, but I would say the show as a whole isn't heavier.
Okay. Well, now that I know that like she's okay, and like they're like dealing with it how they are, because the only fucking clip I ever saw of Bridgerton before starting this was the clip from Queen Charlotte of like her trying to, like, them wanting to have sex or whatever, and then him having like a episode and her being like terrified, and then them being like, well, this is what it is, and like her being like isolated and alone. And now that I'm like, oh, she's like still queening, like she's fine. Yes, she's got lots of Pomeranians, like, okay.
I think it's it shows a way of if your spouse has a mental illness, how like it's not something where they need to be locked, especially in that time where they need to be locked away.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is like, you can still love this person and they can still love you.
Yeah. And we got to the point just in this where like he was there like for dinner and it was like she was so ready to meet him wherever he was at. And like, I thought that was really nice. So I'm way more open to watching it now. But back then, like, I didn't even know. I thought she was the main girl. And like, I didn't realize that she was the queen or it was a prequel or anything. And I was like, this shit is sad. Like, I don't want to watch them fuck. They're having sex and it's miserable.
Yeah,
so, like,
it's not.
Yeah, no. So I will say though, I kept being like, where the fuck is the sex? Like, where's the sex? And I do think I will be less uncomfortable with the Penelope Colin hooking up because they're already like planting those seeds and like laying that there. And I already like Colin more. Like Simon is fucking infuriating. And really who I think is like the hottie of the season is his boxing coach.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And I got to look him up because I go, you are not an actor by trade, man. You are built like you have done something before this.
Yeah. So I think they were supposed to be like having a bigger storyline with them when Simon left out the
I wonder,
so it messes up the storyline. But they have for season 3 they have
good because I really like
more.
him and his wife and the kid, adorable kids. But like I liked her. Like it was so nice to see finally having a woman on there
toxic.
who was
yeah
and like a woman who's like, no, I controlled the fucking strings, and by the strings I mean my husband, not my kids, which is like the only time we're seeing on the uppity side is like these moms who are telling their daughters what to do, and then the sons telling the moms what to do. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm enjoying it. I am deeply uncomfortable with like so many things, and I will say that like it does piss me off. Like, and it goes so fucking slowly. Like, how long is this season?
It's only 8 episodes, but
the courting season or whatever.
Oh.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melisa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to See You Next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't know if you've gotten to it yet, but there's a full episode where they're just having sex the whole episode, and isn't a spoiler for you. So I would tell you, when you get to that episode, just skip it.
Daphne.
Yeah.
Granted, why'd you have sex with a girl who doesn't know what sex is? Like, it's just so messy.
And that's
like,
why I can never invest in them, because I was just like...
And I like enemies to lovers as a trope, but like, there needs to be some sexual tension, and there is no fucking sexual tension. And like they're trying, and they tried too late to do the Pride and Prejudice like little hand squeeze. Like you can build fucking sexual tension in a time where like men and women, if they're not married, are not supposed to touch. Like that is hot. You can without a doubt do that. Unfortunately, you didn't do that. Like
I feel like you'll love season 2.
No, I think I will. First of all, those actors, they can act their fucking asses off. And they both just ooze sex appeal in general. Simone Ashley is just like...
She has a perfect face, first of all.
No, she's
and
like...
And then he also has a perfect face.
Even with mutton chops, I would actually look past your fucking mutton chops. But like, Simone Ashley, she looks like she just like emerged out of the water and was like... Look at it, just like being like, oh, you're not from here. Like you are built by gods, like gorgeous. And then like her little like flirty eyes and everything. I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Like because Daphne to me is like, this is a 14-year-old
little flower. I can't remember her name. But Simone Ashley's character is like a girl that we would want to hang out with. Yeah. So you're gonna love that season.
I without a doubt buy that. And like I just think that if you're gonna do enemies to like lovers or whatever, you can't do the whole like, oh, we hate each other, now we're suddenly making out, because that doesn't match the fucking time period. Like it doesn't match how this would have gone. So like it's not leading up to it in that way. And like it just pissed me the fuck off. And I can't stand Simon.
Yep.
Sorry to that man. I cannot stand him.
I can't stand him either.
I can't believe people lust. Not to even say, like, I thought you thought like he was like, I was like, it was before the show started, and I met Simon as a character, and I was like, this man sucks.
It was also the pandemic, and people were starving for touch.
They were just like, I am Daphne Bridgerton. I don't even know what sex is anymore. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly. You're right. That's exactly what it was. I will say, Mats was like, I feel bad for the kid, like the prince of Prussia or whatever. He was like, get that guy back. You know who that is? That actor?
I don't even remember who you're talking about.
He's the blonde kid, the blonde guy who's the queen's nephew. He
doesn't come back, so I have no clue who you're talking about.
Well, he's from Unreal, and he's the guy from Unreal who was like the Bachelor, and I think he might have even played a prince on that season, and he ended up marrying and having a baby with like the girl who won, quote unquote, that season. And I was like, oh, cute. So like every time I see him, I'm like, I remember you. But yeah, I also have to say that maybe I'm just in my Lord of the Rings era, because the lighting really fucking pissed me off in this. Because where are the lights? Because all I'm seeing is just such bright lights that are not on camera. So you mean to tell me that this is all recessed lighting in the Regency era? Why is everything fluorescently bright lights? Like, and then we go into like when they're at the inn and it's like, oh, everything's lit by candlelight. And then I'm like, okay, so what's the electricity bill at your fucking palace where I don't even see lights on the walls? I'm only seeing overhead lights. Explain that to me. And why are we having balls in the middle of the day?
Because they're romantic. Rich and they don't have anything to do.
Yeah. I do love the homes though.
Yeah.
I'm in on it, but I need to like record a video of me watching it, because
what
I'm
episode
just going,
are you on? I feel like you're like on 6 maybe.
No, I think we finished 5, and then I was like, what the fuck are they going to do for the next 4 episodes? They're just going to fuck the whole time? And apparently they do. Like, it's just so fucking weird to me. Like, and you're right, it has to be that it was like sexually repressed during the pandemic. Because I was like, what is going on? Yeah. Like, and it's just also like not the formula you usually do. So like, I would think that like, I don't know, like when I found out that they're like not having sex before they get married, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, so like if you fucked the guy and it's like bad and like you've been tainted, like then just marry him and say whatever. Like the whole thing where it's like, this is so dramatic that her and Simon have to marry. And I was like, okay, I would just be like, okay, cool. So I am like tainted goods if I hook up with someone before like we're married or engaged. So, but I want to know that it's good. So I'm just going to do it and then we're going to get married. Like, it's just so weird to me that like, we're supposed to wait until like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like not horny for like consummating a marriage. I'm like, come on. So I'm like in the boys' stories.
You can't be horny for something that you don't know what it is though.
No, I'm saying, but that's why I am enjoying the boys' stories more, where they're like, it's not so uptight and like the courting of that. Like the courting isn't sexy in itself. And so then when it's like, when we dive into like hardcore I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, if it was like sweeter and cuter, I think it would have made a little more sense to me. But like, I don't think you can take it like to be like the like ravenously horny thing the same way that them at like the guys at like the sex party. Cause I'm like, those are two people who know what sex is. So, like, you're horny for it. Daphne is just like, she might just be hungry. Like she doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. I loved Queen Charlotte. I loved season 2. The first, and by the time you catch up, I feel like at the pace you're going, because they split season 3 into 2 separate ones.
I'm
so
not
you should be
waiting
caught
for that.
up.
Yeah. I'm going to only watch it when I can watch the whole thing.
Yeah. So, that first half of season 3 is so fucking good to me. The lighting is different.
Good, thank God.
And how they left it's a cliffhanger, but it's a satisfying cliffhanger. And we're just like, okay. And I can't wait to share all these memes with you that I've been saving.
I'm excited
for when you get there. But
I'm excited. And I've heard people are saying that it's going like, this season's like going too fast. And I was like, great, because I found season 1 going so painstakingly slow. So like,
I don't think it's too fast because we already know them. Like,
yeah, and to me, that's more satisfying. I like that more. And like, I already like Colin more than I like Simon.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for like the I burn for you moment. And then it happened. And I was like, so this is what those bitches made that whole musical about and then got sued from Netflix for? Like, it was this moment? Okay. Yeah, we were really, it was the thick of the pandemic. Just horny and creatively depleted. Being like, I'm actually going to make a whole musical based on this.
Yeah, I mean, I did burn through the first season, but like, I didn't like them. Like, I don't buy them together. I don't buy their chemistry, but other people did. So cool.
I buy her chemistry with him. I don't buy his.
I just don't think that either of them are into each other.
Yeah. I feel bad for whatever, the Phoebe Dinah, was that her name? Her. Like, cause I was like, oh yeah, she would be cute and like to keep doing this. That was nice.
She comes back though, so she's fine. She just comes back.
By herself.
She's like, he's off at the castle.
Oh yeah.
I'm here with the kid playing around in the yard. Like, it's nothing. Like, it's
okay.
You know, like you could go visit your family without your significant other.
Fair. Yeah. So yeah, that's my Bridgerton thoughts. I have to say, it is a welcome change after Lord of the Rings.
Great. I'm glad you watched Lord of the Rings and then pivoted.
Yeah. I really want to get some wisteria at my home. That's what I kept thinking about, looking at theirs. I had it growing up. It's beautiful. It's very messy though.
Yeah. So, yay. I'm excited. Because, like, you don't watch it, and Avia also doesn't watch it. And I'm like, y'all both
that's
Chandelier
difficult
and
for
stuff.
you. Yeah.
So, like, can y'all please watch it?
Well, here I am.
And then, like, Melanie watches it, but then she's not on TikTok. And I'm like, you're missing half the show by not being on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I'll send her stuff, and she's like, I don't get it. And I was like, there was something very specific in this episode that you didn't pick up on. And I feel like if you're on TikTok, you would have picked up on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can also thank TikTok for the reason why I'm even fucking watching this season, because I'm not on Bridgerton TikTok. I've like never seen Bridgerton stuff except for that one Queen Charlotte thing. But what I do see is Nicola Coughlan edits and like her interviews and stuff. And I was like, I love this bitch. So like, I'm actually unfortunately going to have to watch.
Yes.
So thank you, TikTok.
Yeah. Don't take it away from us, government.
Well, we hope you enjoyed. See you next Tuesday. And guess what? We will see you next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth, Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you love Disney? Do you love top 10 lists? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Meghan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. The parks, the movies, the music, the food, the lore. There is nothing we don't cover on our show.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed.
I had Danielle and Meghan record some answers to seemingly meaningless questions. I asked Danielle what insect song is typically higher pitched in hotter temperatures and lower pitched in cooler temperatures.
You got this.
No, I didn't.
Don't believe that. About a wish coming true? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a
cicada. I'm crying. I'm so sorry,
you win that one.
So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.